Hello, Dan. How we doing?
Hey, John, good.
Good, good. So, as there's a little bit of a theme for this grouping of conversations, I was at a commencement.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. One of them was at Penn State. The president of the university was talking about some things, and she was trying to provide some humor, but she was also providing some life lessons. And she was telling the students, "Hey, the number one thing I can guarantee you in the next 6 to 12 months is you've already had some on campus. You will get an obscene number of credit card offerings. Here they come." And she said, just keep in mind the credit limit is not a goal to achieve. And she was trying to have some fun with it, just talking about finances when you get going and getting started and things like that. But it got me thinking about products and services and how at times we try and use things to sway a prospect or a client's thinking around something, and how that gets utilized and how to influence behavior in the prospect and the clients that you have. So can you talk about some of the things that you see, some of the things that you see are effective? Maybe they're also effective, but they're not good for the end user. It's more self-serving, but some of the things you see in that realm that go along with trying to influence a buyer's behavior.
Oh, you mean manipulation?
At times.
Well, let's face it, and that's a word that's kind of, oh, in sales, we don't want to manipulate people. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're always manipulating everybody.
Yeah.
It's just whether you're using it for good or for evil. So let's start with that, because that's in essence where you got to go.
Yep.
Is, do you believe, honestly, for everybody watching this, do you believe that your company's products, services, people are the best in the industry? Do you believe that you are the top of the triangle, so to speak? You are the apex in your industry. If you do, would it not make sense then that you want as many people who need your product or service to then buy from you?
Yeah.
That would just make sense. So, learning things like human psychology, how do people buy? How are people influenced? How do people decide? Is really relevant, not because you're trying to be tricky and you're trying to
Yep.
do a magic act,
Yes.
but because you're trying to figure out, if we have the greatest product or service, how do I get someone who needs me to actually buy from me? And so look for things out. I'll just give you an example. I was at the movie theaters a couple of weeks ago, and I just was looking at their prices of popcorn, and small was, I don't know, $8, medium was $9.50, and large was $10. And I'm like, the difference between medium and large was incredible. For 50 cents. Well, of course you'd buy the large. Why would you not buy the large? And I started researching that after that movie theater, and I'm like, that's psychology. And I learned something from that. You probably already knew that, but I didn't. And so I think it's looking for things that you can do to help people decide to buy from you.
Yes. Yeah. My what's always in my thinking separated all other things being equal, great salespeople from average or good, is great salespeople have the ability to motivate somebody to do something they otherwise would not do themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes their lives.
Mm-hmm.
In what the circles we go in, we talk a lot about insurance sales. People buy life insurance because they know one day they're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to care for family, and other people stiff arm insurance. But the most utilized and important elements of insurance can frequently be disability insurance or long-term care. And long-term care is just disability insurance for somebody that's retired. Nobody wants to buy it because they can't envision themselves in that position, until, unfortunately, some are. It's the old adage of, hey, everything's okay until it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But the really good ones were able to help get a client to understand, hey, this is important, even though it's something that you really don't ever want to envision playing out. It's not a goal.
No.
Protection. So,
But you bring up a really, insurance sales to me is pure emotion. It's not
yes.
intellectual. Intellectually, who wants to give $15 a month or $50 or $250? Nobody wants to do that. Intellectually, it makes no sense.
Yes.
Emotionally, It sure does. And so one of the things that happens, John, in the world of sales is when we try to convince people to buy from us, we use intellectual garbage. Our price is
Yes.
lower, our
Yep.
quality is better, our people are better. I'm the guy that will go to bat for you. That's all intellectual stuff. We
Yep.
have to look at the emotional reason why people would buy. And if you can focus on that, they'll buy quicker, they'll pay more, and they can't wait to buy from you.
So knowing all that, why do people insist on logic sales?
It's the easiest. You're too high of a price.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll lower my price to get. It's not about the price.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the other piece is, especially in this space, is we're so trained on the product and the little components to it. And we almost want to train our clients like we're trained.
Yeah.
And they don't want to know it at that level.
No.
They just don't.
No.
All right, everybody. Go find an emotional sale today.
That's right. All right. See you later.